for today is a typical, or I can say some internal topic of purely about Terraform, right? So let me give the agenda for today. So today we are going to discuss about how we can do remote state management. So what is state? We had already guys discussed in some of my classes, right? Let me very quickly introduce you one more time. Then I'll show you guys how we can do remote state management. Okay, and to putting the state remotely, I'm going to use S3 service from AWS. Okay, and to maintain, there is a concept called lock state. Okay, so here I'm going to use a database called DynamoDB from AWS. So it's a long topic, but let me start this topic step by steps to give you what exactly the state management will do for you. Okay, so let's start by basic discussion over here. Okay, so let me go directly to our respective workspace. I'm going to create a new folder, let's say S folder. Okay, and inside S, I'm going to create one Terraform file, let's say s.tf. Okay, and here I'm just going to create some basic provider. Again, AWS, maybe you can use Azure, GCP, or Kubernetes. Tons of example we had discussed already. And here my region would be, and I would like to use Mumbai again, and my profile would be default one. This contain my login and password. Okay, so nothing special here. And I'm going to put guys one more small thing just for explain you what exactly the meaning of state. So I'll go for again Terraform. Let me use EC2 resource because you guys are comfortable with EC2. Okay, and I'm going to use one resource just for testing. Okay, I don't know the AMI ID. 1 minute, guys. Let me very quickly get the AMI ID from somewhere. So AWS. Okay, and not. So this is the AMI ID I'm using. So nothing very special about this example till now because we know already about this concept. Okay, what I'm doing right now. But what I want to explain, okay, if you see your current workspace here, means current folder here, you have only one single file s.tf. Okay, but as soon as you run a Terraform init command first time, right, it will download your driver for AWS, that's called provider, and they download in your current workspace. There's .terraform folder they create and they put the driver there. So in my initial class, I discussed this concept to you. Okay, that's again not new to you. Okay, so let us download. But when I run the Terraform plan command, okay, so you will see one difference that already, but let me show you, and then we'll discuss about what I mean by lock. Okay, so 1 minute, it will download and I can show this practical live. So by the meantime, guys, downloading, let me save our time. So just think one more point, guys, here. Let's say we have a project folder where we keep our resource files. Okay, And normally guys, project is normally managed by multiple team members. It's not like normally in the company you have one single guy who manages everything. Okay, so there's one single folder, or I can say use the word project here. For me, the project is this S folder. Okay, and this project S is managed by multiple team members. Let's say one of the guy manage this project is Vimal, me, and other member of my team, right? Maybe let's say Jack, and maybe multiple more guys. So we work together. And normally we work in a collaboration form, right? It means work together, right? So now the challenge is, if you work in a team, everybody want to work this file in the. So what will happen? Okay, let me first run Terraform plan command that Okay, so when you run the Terraform plan command, what happened? And this is the first time we are running. Right? Now, if you run the dir command, okay, first time we're running, and they say Terraform can't guarantee all the actions and something like this. Technically, they say this is the first time we are running, and we don't know does this resource is there in AWS or not. I have no idea. Okay, but if you run the Terraform apply command, okay, you will some one difference come up in this folder, and difference would be, right, whatever you're launching. If I say yes, whatever you're launching, okay, they maintain the entire information plus the current state in your local folder. And you guys know this concept, I already discussed to you. So there's a file they create. You'll see there's a one new file they create, is called tf state. Okay, so where they maintain the current state of project. Right, I'm not talking about desired state, I'm talking current state, means what is there live on AWS going on. Okay, so they maintain the current state in this file that you guys know already, we discussed. And what we looking for a desired state, actually we put in the program file. So this is my desired state, what I'm looking for. Again, you guys know this. So it's been launched, and now you will see the difference. You will see one file come up. With this file, we have already discussed about it. This file contain what is the current state in the AWS cloud, wherever they launch this instance. Okay, now here, guys, if you working alone in this project, so there is no challenge. You create this file, you change T2 micro to T2 T2 3 micro and something like this. You change it, you change your desired state. Again, you uh, apply because of this state file. You see in the current is T3, but you are looking for T2 micro. They see the difference, and because they see the difference, so they say, I've seen some difference, I would like to change this. Can I change or not? Yes. Okay, so that's what this state file work on. That again, I'm using same word that we had already discussed. Okay, now challenge guys here is, if you're working on a team, then we have one single project, one single program files or desired files, one single state file. Okay, so there might possibility and probability, and this is very common thing I can say. Challenges, let's say I am doing some changes in my file, same file or maybe new file is created by Jack. He also do some changes according to me. Okay, I'm trying to delete my resources. Maybe I will try to delete my instance, but Jack maybe same point in time changing the instance type. Very simple example. Okay, or maybe you're running with databases. I might changing the database engine name, or the other team member trying to increase the RAM and resources of the database at same point in time. Okay, so the challenge guys here, we have one state file. uh, Error, why this error? Request configuration currently not supported. What is the challenge of supporting here? For changing T2 micro, they're not supporting. We are changing, seeing the right. It is working. Let's go for the same one. I don't want to and best time here. This point concept we know already. Okay, so 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 my point, guys, here is my point over here is if multiple guys changing the resources, then we'll be stuck in some challenge, right? I want to destroy, but he want to change. Okay, in the same project, but we have one state file. Okay, and to overcome this challenge, right, Terraform has a solution that is by default available. What they do, okay, if I want to change something exactly same time, Jack want to same time, both the guys run Terraform apply command same time. Okay, let's say this is the terminal of Vimel. Let me open one more terminal and let me go to same folder. 1 minute. And this is the terminal for the Jack. By chance, I'm just trying to simulate the moment, but technically in the remote world, wherever we have Terraform, so both the guys can do remote login. So this is a remote login done by me, this is a remote login done by Jack. And both the guys change something and try to apply at the same time. So who will listen first? So guys, what Terraform do? Terraform say whoever the run the Terraform apply command first. Okay, what Terraform do? They lock this file. Okay, because guys, you know, whatever you do first, they update in the state file, or they right in the real time they update in the state file. Okay, and they say I'm not allowing any other guys. For example, I'm the first one who tried to apply it. Okay, same time if Jack try to apply, obviously so one guy will you know, there's some millisecond difference maybe, right? So so Jack been said no, you can't apply it because the guys are working on the state file, they are doing some changes, so till time you have to wait it. Okay, so we're not allowing you to change anything. And how we control this and how we count this, Terraform will lock this file. Okay, this is called lock state. And this is a by default nature of the Terraform. You don't have to do anything else. This is a by default thing to do, right? So let me show you how we can see this. So right now, if you see, this is a state file we have. Okay, and let me apply Terraform apply command. Let's say I change something. I run apply command. Okay, apply command. Actually, nothing to be changed here. Let me do some change here so the apply command will work. Let's say T2 small. Okay, now apply command work. Now guys, this time let's say this is my terminal, I'm trying to change something, and now same point in time, if you see and go to this directory, you can see guys, now a state file has been logged. This represent, this tell to the current project that somebody is working on this project, other team member. And now if somebody from their terminal, if try to apply, right, it will fail. Let's say somebody already acquired the state log. It is read only. You can't change anything in the file. Okay, it has been disabled, means it has been locked. Okay, but yeah, after I do so, I complete my process, then the log file removed, you know, that last one, log file, state log file. Okay, now if I try to, other guys want to apply, they can apply it. Okay, so this is how the log work. So it's a by default nature of guys of the Terraform. So nothing very special here. Okay, but today's plan is a little bit different. Right now, okay, the way it has been constructed. Right now, guys, I'm working everything in my local laptop. Typically, if you work in a team, so let's say this is the laptop of this is my laptop, or this is the different laptop altogether, or workstation of altogether of Jack. Okay, and guys, if I apply, okay, so I will have my own personal local state file. If Jack apply, Jack will have their own personal state file. But technically, both the guys are working in the same project. So there's no meaning to have two different state files. Otherwise, how can you sync it? Okay, so if you're working in a team, if you're working on collaboration, right? So maybe everybody will work from their laptops for the workspace. Everybody has code available. How maybe I can upload this code in GitHub? They can go and change whatever they want to change it. So because this is the plan, this is their desire, this is their instructions. But the important thing is not the instructions. The important thing is what is actually going on in my current environment in, let's say, in AWS cloud. That's maintained by state file. So there's no meaning Vimal has their own personal state file, Jack has two personal state file, but they require because without state file, how apply command work. Okay, so the guys, this challenge, guys, lead us a new concept where we can say one project, if multiple guys are working, so don't maintain your local state file. Right? This is the by default nature of Terraform again. They maintain by default local state file. Local means this file is, when I do apply command first time, this create in my local laptop where I apply it. So they always maintain local state file. If you're working in individual, that is okay, but team, it is not at all okay. So what can we do? We say work the way you guys want to do, but the current state file or the state file or Terraform state file, now we don't maintain local. We put this state file somewhere in some centralized storage. Okay, or maybe you can say some HTTP endpoint. It will be anything, but most commonly we use a storage is called S3. So S3 is object storage. It's not compulsory to use S3, but it's very common to use here. But you can use any of the object storage, whatever normally support HTTP or HTTPS endpoint. Okay, but so what we are going to do now, instead we maintain the state file locally, we are now start maintaining only state file. Means now everything would be in your laptop. You code, you do Terraform apply, plan, everything from your laptop. There's nothing changed, but only we move the state file in some centralized storage. Okay, and it means now whenever you run Terraform apply command, this command internally will go and check the state file from here, update the state file from centralized location. Okay, so command is same, but instead they check the state file locally. Now they go and check the state file from the centralized location. Okay, so this is the one of the first topic today. So how can we put the state file remotely? Or how can we manage the state file remotely? Here I'm going to use S3. But here there will be one challenge come up. Is if you manage state file remotely, how can you manage the log? So that will be next topic. Today only we're going to discuss. Okay, so let's guys go and discuss how we can implement this. Okay, for this, what we have to do, we have to, because we are going to maintain state file is a file. Okay, so guys, anybody who know about AWS, S3 is a object storage. So this is my cloud. Let me go to S3 is a storage. And if you want to do anything in the storage, you have to create a folder. And guys, here folder is actually known as bucket. So here you have to create a bucket. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now in S3, I'm going to create a bucket, and inside the bucket I'm going to put a file that's called state file. File here, guys, is known as object in the S3 world. Okay, so that would be the plan. But for this, you should have bucket first. So let me go and create the bucket. Okay, so either you can create the bucket manually, because this is a one-time process. So you can go and create a bucket manually, or maybe you can use Terraform code to create it. But technically, there's no meaning to use the code. Code we use if you want to do something again and again. So here, I'm going to create a bucket manually. Okay. Let me give a bucket name. rather than guys, I create a bucket manually. Let me create with the code. I can show you some more thing in from the code also. So, so what I'm going to do, let me create a Terraform code that will help me to create the bucket. It's a one-time process. Okay. So let me go out and let me create a folder called S3. Okay. And in this folder, I'm going to create a file. Okay. That will help me to create the bucket. Okay. Again, I'm just putting my provider here. I need login and password. Okay. And how to get the bucket? You can go and find the resource. Okay. So if I search here, S3 bucket. So I think this might be resource. So let me use this resource. This is what I want. That's all. So I'm going to create a bucket. Okay. This is just a name. You guys know. And bucket name would be, let's say, my Terraform Linux world test bucket. But because bucket name you guys might know, it should be unique. So this might be maybe the unique name. Okay, I don't want any private bucket. It will be public only. Okay, it is just a tag if you want to give. Nothing is special here. Okay, but I want to add one more thing, guys. Here, if you see down, you can see there's a concept called versioning. So anybody who know about bucket in S3, we can create a versioning also. Okay, why we need the versioning? Because we are going to upload a file, okay, a state file, and state files keep on changing. Sometimes Vimal change, sometimes Jack change. Every minute they're changing. Okay, so because this file, every time they change the file, all right. Maybe by mistaken, guys, somebody has done something wrong. So how can you roll back the file? So there you guys, you can use version. So there's no feature of Terraform. Obviously, S3 has a capability. With the help of S3, whatever bucket we create, inside the bucket, we can say, in this bucket, whatever file we put, they will create a versions. Okay. So any change in the file, we can create multiple versions. So anytime something wrong happen in the state file, we can roll back also from S3. Okay. So that's what I'm enabling the versioning here. Okay. This is one thing. One more thing, guys, here, because state file is so critical, maybe by accidentally somebody delete my state file, right? So I don't want this. Or somebody might delete my bucket, actually, I can say. So this bucket is very important because state file contain your current information. Okay, or maybe you create this bucket with Terraform and somebody write Terraform destroy. They destroy it. I don't want they will destroy. Anybody can destroy after they create. I can manually go and change something to destroy, but I don't want anybody can destroy it. Okay, so for this, guys, in S3, there's a concept called life cycle. There might be example here. Life cycle destroy something. So 1 minute. Versioning is here. Life cycle prevent destroy. So there's a concept. Again, this is not so much critical here, but let me very quickly search here. So life cycle prevent destroy. This is the keyword I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the one of the argument you can apply. Okay, so in the working Terraform, if you want to prevent destroying, nobody can destroy your resource, you can put anywhere, right? So that's what I want to put here. It is one extra argument. It's called meta argument. Okay, so I'm putting in my So actually anybody who want to destroy it with Terraform destroy it will prevent, it won't allow. Okay, so this extra information I just give to you, but main thing I am creating the S3 bucket. Now how to create it? Pretty simple. Terraform apply command. Right. Okay, so init command. This is a new folder I've created. Okay, so what the plan is? Okay, in this bucket, okay, we are going to create in this bucket. We are going to upload the state file. Okay, so I don't want my local state file to be managed. That would be the plan. Okay, so let's first my bucket to be created. Apply or to approve. So they won't ask yes or no. Okay, and bucket will be created. So I will see it. Okay, now what we are going to do? Bucket already exists. Okay, somebody might have created this bucket already. Let me change the name very quickly and let me apply, because maybe most probably one of you guys over here in this training might have created with this name. So bucket names would be unique across the region that you guys know. So this bucket has been created. Okay, so if I show you over here, this bucket has been created. But right now this bucket is nothing here, is empty. Okay, so how we can upload any file? So my plan is not to upload any file. My plan is to upload state file. Okay, so for this I'll again go out. Okay, and let me create a new folder again. Let's say folder is remote state. Okay, and what I want here, I want to create some resource. Let's say r.tf, and I'm going to create a same resource that I already created over here. Okay, but before guys I create a resource. Okay, and because if I create the resource and if I apply it again, they create local state file, but I don't want. So I want to tell my I would like to tell my current folder, okay, current project, that in this project, whatever state file we create, I want to create this state file remotely. Okay, and my backend, my backend for the state file is S3. So I want my state file to be managed in S3. So how we can do? So if you search again over here, Terraform remote state, right? So this is the link, you will get it. Okay, and here guys they tell you how to maintain the remote state file. You can put in a lot of places. S3 I'm using, but a lot of other places also you can put. So S3 would be my backend. Okay, and if you click on backend, so there might be some example they give you. State as my example is S3. Okay, so I want to put in S3. So this is the example they have. So let me copy this example. Okay, this one. So I'm telling my Terraform, and now is the new keyword come up, Terraform. And Terraform, now I'm telling to you about your configuration. Now your backend is S3. Okay, in S3, the bucket name is, we have already created either manually or by Terraform code. So my bucket name is this one. I want you use this bucket as a backend. And in this bucket, upload upload the file, state file. Guys, in state file, guys, so file on S3 also known object, and file in S3 also known as key. So what is your key name? So let's say my file name is called my.tf state. You can give any name. So they will create file with this. Okay, and which region you want to create? So because my bucket I created, I believe in uh, in Mumbai region. Okay, so I want this will be used in Mumbai region. That's all. So what I said, I want Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, this bucket I created and create a state file in this bucket with this name. Means don't create a state file locally. That's the plan. Okay, and obviously they have to log in. So I have to again provide the provider. Okay, that's all. So there's a way, guys, you can create a bucket remotely. So if I run my code, again, Terraform in it because this is a new project. Okay. So guys, if you see here, this is a new message come up first time. Now they configured S3 as a backend. Terraform automatically use backend unless you manually by some command you change it. Okay. Now, so this is the folder. Only this is the folder. If you create any resources, their resource definition, guys, won't create locally. Their resource definition state file will maintain remotely in S3. Okay, so that's what I want to show you here. Right now, just I'm setting up the backend by this code. Okay, but what I'm going to do, backend is just a very one-time setup. But in this folder, I'm going to create some resource like EC2 instance, something like this, so I can show you the demo. But right now, guys, they're first downloading the plugin. Okay, if you refresh, nothing you find. Why? Because I haven't applied yet. Okay, I haven't applied yet. But before I apply, let me create one more file here. Let's say if this file is EC2 instance file. While creating this project, by this file, you're just setting up the backend, right? While creating this project to set up getting some EC2 instance or something like this. Okay, so we have the code already for EC2 instance. Let me put here. Let me go for T2 backup. Okay. So now this time you'll see the difference. Now in this folder, I don't have a state file, but if you do Terraform apply, you guys know when I do Terraform apply, they always create the state file. I show you already. Okay. Sorry, because I added txt here. Let me create this file again. Txt file they don't read. T2 macro. So when I apply command, you know it will create. But important thing is where the state file be created. That was the main thing. Now if I say yes, now internally, guys, they are creating the resource. But this information, guys, they update it in the state file. There's a current state, but this state file they will create where in central location. Why I want this? But at the same time, if this central location, other team guys also can work and they can see what is exactly going on, what is the current state. Okay, and they accordingly start working on the project. Okay, and whatever they change, they again update in the same central state file. Okay, so this way multiple guys can work together. Now if I done dir, now this time, guys, or this is maybe first time you see there is no local state file. There's no tf state file. Otherwise you always see the state file create. And now this time if I go to my S3 and refresh, you can see, guys, now state file with this name what I've given is uploaded here with the content. Okay, and this is central location, so I can share this information to my other team member. They also use the same information and point to the same state file so they can work together. Okay, but again, this solve one challenge to state management centralized, so multiple guys will work together, but it doesn't resolve the challenge of logging. Okay, what I mean by this, so in the same folder, okay, let me open one more terminal with the same folder to try to simulate the environment. Let's say this is a terminal of Vimal and this is a terminal from different laptop of Jack. Now if Vimal want to do apply, let me change something so I can apply. let's say it's T2 small. If Vimal want to apply, I can apply. And now guys, they are checking, refreshing the state. Okay. Now this time, internally they're contacting to S3 and from there, they updating the state. Okay. But at the same time, if Jack want to, now if I run the dir, again, I don't have local state file, even though some live apply command is going on by other team member. Okay. At the same time, if something changed by Jack and he want to apply, okay, what you will see guys here, because log file is managed not locally, this is a by default nature of Terraform that I show you already. If you local management of state file, they automatically log it. But because it is managed remotely in S3, so they don't know how to log it. Now, it means both the guys work together, and again, the challenge that I told to you that will happen. One guys want to change some things, other one to change something, they will be conflict. Okay, so S3 is good here to manage the state, but S3 doesn't provide you login. Okay, and again they suggest here, if you want to go for locking support, okay, for consistency, means there is no conflict. Okay, you can use DynamoDB. Is one database from AWS, key value pair database, where you can put the thing. Okay, so this is what guys I'm going to use. So in the DynamoDB guys, I'm going to create a table and where I keep information. What information? Only the information about log information. If somebody use my project, I will put the information there that somebody using. And some other guys also is trying to use, they will go and check, does somebody using? If not, they can use it. Otherwise, they will lock it. Something like this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use one service called DynamoDB. This is a database from AWS. Okay. It's a new, nothing is there. Here I can go and create a table. Okay. Rather than I create a table from here, again, I can take the example of take the help of Terraform. Okay, so if I search for Dynamo DB table, you will get the examples. Okay, so a lot of things. So let me pick this particular example here. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to create table there. So for this again one-time setup. You can create it manually also, but let me show you with Terraform only. So this is DynamoDB. Okay, let me create a new file, d.tf, and put the code. Okay, so let me close this also, and obviously I need provider to log in. Okay, so I'm going to create DynamoDB table. You can give any name, but this DynamoDB table guys we are using for logging purpose. So better you can give tf log table. This is a very common, or tf state log table. Just give some name, something like this. So this is just a name. Alright. So billing mode is not at all important here. Read write capacity is not important. Let me give 5. Again, guys, not have to explain this. What is this? It's just a capacity of, maybe you can think like a speed. Okay. Or hash key here, you can think hash key is something like this. Those who by chance don't know, it is just like a, maybe you can think like a, what when you search, you just this name you use, something like this. So you can give any hash key name, but according to document, okay, of S3 backend. Okay, they say if you use DynamoDB, okay, so if you go down, okay, if you go down, if they say if you use DynamoDB, somewhere they write. Yeah, if you use DynamoDB, okay, your key name or hash key name is should be local, is a fixed. This is the name you have to use. So at DynamoDB, guys, this is not a topic for today. Okay, those who know DynamoDB, they know hash key. So here, guys, they talk about the hash key or the primary key. It should be local ID only. So that is what they said here. Range key we don't require. Okay, attribute we can give anything. Let me use the same attribute as a local ID. It's just a attribute about the table, and the type of table is S. So again, so what is DynamoDB? It's not part of anybody who know AWS or AWS developer track. So there we covered, normally discuss DynamoDB in detail. But just think, it's just a table they create with this name. That's the key thing to understand right now. Okay, and this table, what we'll put? We put the log information. What I mean by this, while showing the demo, I'll explain to you, but let me run this code very quickly. Again, in it, this first time we are running. Now, what happened when, so guys, this practical would be like now finally like this. Okay, so we have two teams member. This is Vimal. Other team member, let's say, is Jack. Okay. Now, whenever you apply first time, anybody apply first time, okay, their state file is stored centrally in a storage called S3. Okay, so both the team member, all the guys can see what is going on in the real time. Okay, but if Vimal is doing some live operations, means they're doing apply. So they need this information they get from here. But obviously we want at the same time other team member can't work. So otherwise there will be issue of conflict come up, or there will be no consistency. So what happened whenever Vimal apply, this time internally your laptop or system will send information to DynamoDB table and say maintain this information that I am using it. I am Vimal, I am using it. Okay. So this information means this information is, say, just pick it and say somebody using it. So this is a log information. So what happened now? Same point in time, Jack also want to apply. They again go to S3, see the current state information. There's a different point. But again, they first go and check the DynamoDB table and see does anybody is using this current project. So this will say yes, they use it because they maintain some information here. That's called log information. So what happened? From here, Jack come to know this project has been logged and they won't apply it till the time the operation of Vimal has been completed. So the same demo that I show you locally, but here, how can you manage the log remotely? That's what I'm going to show you. Okay, so that's what the use of the DynamoDB here. So, sorry. So now I'm doing, sorry, Terraform apply command. What it will do, it will create DynamoDB table. I say yes. And they will go and create a DynamoDB table for us. And in a minute, what you will see, okay, you will see this DynamoDB table has been created. Okay, some new page come up. If you see in the tables, this is a table name we have given. This ID we have given, primary key. And right now in this table, if you see in the items, okay, if you search, nothing is here. If you refresh, nothing is here. Means in this table, I don't have any information. Okay, why? Because this table will automatically create information when somebody use my project. So let me go back to my main project. Okay, that was, I think, this one. So the main project. Now in this project, what we have mentioned that my remote state managed in S3. Okay, so S3 will manage my remote state, but I will also mention one more thing here. Okay, that my locking state will manage by downward table. So I'll copy this information here and paste it. So I tell my Terraform, okay, tell my Terraform that my locking state will be managed by DynamoDB table. Which table? The table that I created. And table that I created is this name inside this table. So this guy will manage my locking information. That's all. Now, let me go back to my project and let me apply Terraform. Okay, this some error come up because we changed something internal file backend. So they need to again initialize. Okay, to update some internal configurations, whatever change, because change your information log. So they are changing in your internal configurations of your current folder. And that is a per folder basis or per project basis. Okay. And they're updating. That's done. And now guys, this time again, I want to show you the demo. Right now, if I again go to my DynamoDB and to start searching, refreshing, nothing is here. Okay, and let's say this is my laptop. This is a laptop of Jack. Last time both guys worked in the same project. There's no error come up. But this time, if I apply my state information will manage again in S3, but my log information is actually managed in DynamoDB. Okay, and if you go and check in the DynamoDB and start searching, you can see one information come up. And this information actually maintains some internal operation that say somebody is using it, something like this. If I click here, some information they create here. This, this they maintain my laptop information, Vimal from this laptop. Somebody is technically using the state file. Lock it. Okay. So it means the same time, if my other team member try to reuse, last time I show you, they was using without error, that was wrong. But now this time, if my other team member try to use this project, let's say somebody is using, you have been locked. You can't use it. That person is going on, plus they also show you the details, who is using for their laptop information, some other information also. So my team member come to know what is going on. Okay, but yeah, obviously, if I cancel, okay, so this state information removed here on the fly, and now this time, if other team member want to run this project, they get the state from S3, and their log information managed in DynamoDB. Very interesting, right? So this is, guys, how we can manage the remote state with the logging information in DynamoDB. Okay, so this is, guys, because normally, guys, in the production world or in the real world, you have to work in a team. You work in a team, and this is the how we can collaborate with the team members and work together. Okay, so I explain you bit by bit every concept of it and how the thing works. Okay, so this is one of the topic for today. One more, guys, topic I just want to tell you very quickly, because that kind of concept I explained you hundreds of times, so I don't want to take again further class on it. Okay, so I show you a lot of demos with AWS cloud, some of the demos with GCP cloud to give you some more kind of flavor. Okay, plus today, guys, I'm going to show you about Azure cloud. But for this, guys, you should know Azure, that videos we have already shared with you guys about Azure, from very basics to a lot of interesting thing of Azure we have covered there. So you guys should know Azure also. So how we can, guys, use Terraform to do something on the Azure. Okay, again, same concept, nothing very special because we have seen multiple demos. Again, go to registry. Okay, again, go to providers. Again, we have Azure cloud here. Okay, again, go to same concept documents. Again, go for authentication part. Okay, and guys, cloud to cloud, we have a different way to authenticate. Okay, so there's a multiple way how you can authenticate with the Azure cloud. Okay, so maybe you authenticate locally with CLI or with secret or something like this. Okay, so just go and use the provider so you can log in locally also, and Terraform get the detail from there. So multiple way to authenticate and use the provider. Okay, this is called Azure provider. Okay, and then after authenticate, what you can do here. Okay, so for example, if you want to launch some resource group. So what is resource group? I think in my video I explained you what is resource group. So you can use your own resource group here. You want to create a VPC, so there's a way you can create a VPC. Okay, similarly, there's lots of things. If you want to launch instances, so guys, these are the containers, or it's pure about Azure perspective. Okay, so if you know Azure, you can just go to this document and do the things. Okay, so it's same thing. So I don't want you to waste your time and my time also, because it won't be a new thing for you. Same example, kind of example we discussed. Okay, the only thing is you should know about Azure that we have shared with you, and what service you want to work on, maybe container service or some other services. Just go and use this service. So for example, you want to do something Kubernetes cluster, AKS. Okay, so from here, just go and launch this resource. So this will launch a Kubernetes cluster in the cloud with how many nodes you want, slave you want, and all the things. Okay, just copy the code, change something based upon requirement into it. So I'm not showing this demo to you, right? Because multiple other demos we see, but anybody who interested in Azure, just go and check this part and do the things. Okay, so quickly, just I want to cover this. Otherwise, based upon knowledge, just go and implement Azure also. Okay, so that's all, guys. The plan is main topic was remote state management. I explained you very in detail, but step by steps how the thing works. One more command I just want to show you. If other team member want to check what is the current state going on. Okay, so in the Terraform, there's a command called state. Okay, in the state, we have a lot of things. We can list the state, we can push and pull and all the things. Okay, so for example, I'm a different team member. I want to check what is the current state going on. So I can pull my state. Okay, so they go to S3 internally, and from there they pull the current state that is changed by other team member. Okay, so I can go and pull, and I can see what is the current state going on. Again, go and check accordingly. I can do some changes, whatever I want to do. Okay, so this is also good command to use by the team member before they do any changes. Just go and check what is current state going on. Accordingly, they change it. Okay, so that's all, guys, for today. I might, guys, require maybe one more class to conclude this training. Okay, so that's the one thing, right? I want to update. Anything else, guys, you want to ask me, you can discuss with me. Upload records as soon as possible. Yes, definitely, guys, I'll upload the code. What will be next global training? Right now, Ankit, there is no plan right now. I'm right now engaged in my summer program. Maybe after the summer program, or I might launch the next global training. Yes, Venkatesh, there's a Terraform exam based on this training. Okay,
you almost prepare for the examination, right? So just practice this concepts and you can apply and go for Terraform global exam. Let's do one Jenkins program, Girish, and right now I just clear, just complete Jenkins program, so as such they know for the plan. I come with RSCA track. Yes, Sagar, we are planning to come with the RSCA track soon. So, lifecycle distro Bhavesh is work for other resources also. It's not only for S3. You can put this concept with other resources also. So that's all, guys. I believe. See you tomorrow, next class with the next point, right? Bye. Take care, guys. See you. Take care. All the best. Good day.